Well, another beautiful morning and a beautiful day coming up at Jacob's Well. We finished all the jobs here. I've got all my Ray Marine equipment on and functioning really well. Got AIS fitted, that's great. Wombi's back on board and we're just preparing to head north. We're going to be a little bit longer. We probably would have been heading off tomorrow, but Bruce has got COVID and I'm going to hang around and just help him with a few chores before we go. So it'll put us behind by 2 or 3 days, but we really aren't on a timeline. The boat's ready to go. I fueled it up yesterday. Everything's ready to go. So yeah, we'll just spend a little bit more time here. I'll give Bruce a bit of a hand while he's crook. Anyhow, yeah, looking forward to getting up north. I had a look on the on Willy weather this morning. It gets down to 8 degrees here tonight, but in Yeppoon, Great Keppel Island, it only gets down to 19. That's what I want. It's pretty cool down here at night. Beautiful days, but pretty cold nights. Anyway, let's head north. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Well, at last, after about a month at Jacob's Well, we're on our way north again. Fantastic. Bruce has given me a hand to get all the gear on. It's working really well. I've given him a bit of hand doing some concreting and other stuff at his place. So that's all gone down really well, and it is good to be away from the pontoon there and heading a bit further north. It's a pretty cold morning this morning, and yeah, it'd be good to get somewhere where it's a little bit warmer. What a perfect day to be leaving to head north cruising. Fantastic. And the best thing is that Wombi's on board and she's really fit, which is great.
You!
It's good to see you on board, darling.
Yeah, so good to be cruising.
Yeah, good and having fit. You've had a bit of a tough time for the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
All
good now.
All good.
Yeah.
So where are we going to go?
I'm not going to say fact if I know, because I do know. We're going to Peel Island.
Peel Island.
Oh, did it go over? No?
I don't know.
And then we're off cruising. What about GKI?
GKI, yeah. That'll be good enough.
Yeah.
So we'll head that way. Got my daughter coming up to join us in the 1st of next month. So we're probably going to take it pretty slow before getting up to Mooloolaba. We'll have a bit of a poke around here and then get up to Mooloolaba, and the frog will jump on board and
Go whale watching.
We'll go whale watching. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, it's all good, and it can't be any better on a day like this, eh?
Yeah, go for a swim. Hey?
Later.
Nah.
You will, not me.
Yep.
our first destination for the trip north, and it's a pretty good one.
You never know. That's what I found this afternoon after I got out of the water. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming aboard, dudes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us. Nice to
This
meet you.
is Ron, the man that helped me untangle my anchor way down in Blackwater Bay. It's amazing. Our first day out cruising for a while, and it's amazing who you meet. So we've had a great little afternoon sundowners and a chat. Well, we had a good night here, but the wind's got up from the west-southwest now, so blowing in here a little bit, and we're going to go and try a new place, somewhere I've never been. I've never anchored in Raby Bay, and we got a bit of local knowledge yesterday, and we're told that it's not a bad spot, so we're going to go over and explore what Raby Bay has to offer. One good thing about it, it'll get us out of this wind, so we can get over there and be a little bit more comfortable and explore a new destination, I guess. There really are some pretty boats out here on Moreton Bay. Well, we're anchored in 2.4 metres. We're anchored in 2.4 metres and we're going to lose 1.4, so we still should have about 200 mils under the boat at low tide. It's going to be close, but it's a good spot. Lots of big homes and nice parks here. Great beach to pull your dinghy up on. But no coffee shops within about 3 k's, so that's a bit tragic. So Wombi,
Yeah.
explain what's happening here.
This is teriyaki chicken. It's marinated.
Teriyaki chicken.
Oh, let's start again.
Go on.
It's teriyaki salmon. It's been marinated only about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we're going to have stir-fried greens, which will be steamed in stir-fry. And with a sauce, teriyaki sauce, I'm going to mix in as we stir-fry. It doesn't matter if they mix in together. And we serve it together on top of rice.
Sounds fantastic.
I hope it is.
And I must admit, I eat a lot better on the boat when Wombi's on board. But the other thing that I'm really impressed with, this salmon, it's not Tasmanian salmon,
No,
it's
no.
Norwegian salmon.
I have sort of different opinions. I mean, I like the idea of buying Australian, but having been to Tasmania, I just get really sad of what's happening in Tasmania. But it's sad to have to go overseas to buy our salmon. And I just hope this salmon's not the same as farmed in...
Well, apparently they say
Okay.
that the stuff that's farmed in Norway is the deep fields and a lot more water flow and all that, so apparently
Okay.
it's better. I actually gave up eating salmon. I like salmon, but
Yeah.
when I was over there I read a book called Toxic, and it's about the salmon industry in Tasmania, and it's a bit one-sided, but it's pretty horrific what goes on, so I sort of gave up eating it. But anyway, we're having Norwegian salmon tonight for dinner.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, hey? Okay. 2 minutes later.
It's another beautiful morning. We're just going to take Teddy ashore, and we're going to head out of Moreton Bay up to Mooloolaba today. That's our plan. We're going to use the bit of weather we've got to head up to Mooloolaba, and then probably tomorrow up to Wide Bay Bar. We've got a fair bit of westerly today, so we're going to use that to get up to Mooloolaba. It should give us a good lift heading up. It's the first bit of wind we've had for a few weeks actually, so and it's from the right direction, so it's going to be okay. We've just left Raby Bay. We're going to head up past the Brisbane River, past Mud Island, probably up around the Spitfire Banks and up that shipping channel to Mooloolaba. We'll probably spend the night in Mooloolaba, and then an early start, probably 12 o'clock tonight, we'll leave there to head up to Double Island Point. But with this wind, it should be pretty good travelling. We're enjoying it. The new Raymarine equipment is working flawlessly, and one of the benefits I've found, when I put my polarised sunnies on, I can still see the screen. That was not the case with the old screen, so that's a bit of a bonus. Well, the wind's dropped right off to a breeze now, so we're not getting much off it. We've got the Glasshouse Mountains in view, haven't seen them for a while, and we're just passing St Helena Island. So out here we've got the Brisbane Docks and the Brisbane River, and Brisbane out behind St Helena. We're going to head up towards the Glassies, and then out up inside the Spitfire Banks and up to Mooloolaba. We were going to head all the way to Mooloolaba today, but it's a long trip. It'd take us another 5 hours from here to get to Mooloolaba. And what we think we're going to do, I've just rung Scarborough Marina. They don't have any berths for us. I've rung the Boat Club Marina there. They're going to get back to me. If we get a berth there, I might go in and spend a couple of nights at Scarborough. If we don't get a berth there, I'm going to go up to Bongaree, and we'll anchor off Bongaree. Probably blowing in there a little bit with the conditions the way they are, but it should be all right. And then I think probably Thursday the wind goes around a bit and we can get up to Mooloolaba and then maybe further up. Quite pleasant out here, but yeah, doing another 5 hours. we've got a long trip to do from Mooloolaba up to Wide Bay. That'll be a 10-hour trip at least, so if we can do a few short ones getting there, we're in no rush anyway, we are cruising, so we'll try and do it a bit easier, shorter hops. Yeah, okay, yep. Okay, thanks Tammy. Yeah, no problems, might see you on the way back. Okay, thanks, bye. Well, it was Tammy from the Moreton Bay Boat Club, and no spots in their marina either, so getting really hard to find marina berths these days. So anyway, we're just going to turn the corner up here. We'll hold the course a little bit, and we'll head around the corner and up the Bongaree. Very light wind. It's from the west, but it's quite light, and I think we'll hang there all right. And we might spend a couple of days there. We might get going tomorrow up to Mooloolaba. We'll just see how it all works out. But we'll be up at Bongaree in another couple of hours, I reckon. Where are we going, Wom?
Coffee.
Hey, Wombi. Coffee or ice cream? Here we are at Bongaree, and it's quite pleasant here. There's no wind getting in. There's not much wind around at all.
But it's cold.
Yeah, it's got a bit cold. Got jumpers back on. We've had a nice afternoon, and we're just trying to plan what we're going to do tomorrow. If we leave tomorrow, plan A is to leave here at midnight, run the tide out of the bay and up north. That'll give us a bit of a lift in speed, and go all the way up to Double Island Point, and then prop there for the night. The weather is okay for doing that. We're going to have a southeaster tomorrow, which will be good for our trip up, and that'll give us a bit of protection in under Double Island Point as well. And then we could do the bar on Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. So do the trip up there. It's about a 14-hour trip from here, but if the travelling's good, I think that's okay. The other thing was what we could do, we could leave later and go to Mooloolaba. If we go in there, I just rang the marina. How much for a night?
$110.
$110 for a night.
Yeah, it's $10 extra included if you have liveaboards.
Yeah, so $100 a night, but $110 if you're living aboard. And to me, it's just the way I look at it. It's an awful lot of fuel I can buy for $110. Like if we go to Mooloolaba,
We'd have to have 3 nights there.
the plan was to stay for 3 nights.
Yeah.
So that'd be $330. That would nearly fill my tanks up with fuel. So what do? Well, we're not going to do. Plan A seems to be the one we're going to do.
Yeah, I think we'll leave at midnight. We'll take Teddy ashore before that and do the long run.
Do the long run.
Yep.
Get up to Double Island Point. We'll get there probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the next morning, it looks like being really good for a bar crossing, across the Wide Bay Bar. So we'll poke in across there, and once we get inside the Wide Bay Bar, in under Inskip Point, it doesn't really matter what the weather does. And it is going around to the north, so we're going to get some northerlies for a few days. But we'll probably go down to Tin Can or something there. So
we can get protection in there from the northerlies.
Yep. So that's the plan. Long trip tomorrow. But yeah, the marinas are really getting expensive now, like $110. I think the last time I stayed at Mooloolaba it was $73 a night, and now it's $110. So if you can stay away from them, I look at it as being money I can put into fuel and travel a bit further. So That's our plan anyway.
And it's still been nice out here on the Pic. Anyhow, it's been pleasant. We can go ashore in the dinghy to there's a little jetty here. So we haven't, if we can do that.
At Bongaree there's a public pontoon, so we take our dinghy into the pontoon, chain it up, and then we can go and walk up and do some, we did a bit of shopping this afternoon. We went and had an ice cream, and
Ted went for a swim.
Ted went for a swim and goes for a walk, so it's all pretty doable without being in a marina. I guess the plus side of being in the marina at Mooloolaba, it's a pretty good marina. You've got power. We don't really need power, so that doesn't come into the equation. But you've got water there. You can pick up water, and the other good thing about it is it's right across the road from a really good beach. So
Go for a swim.
yeah, that's pretty nice. But 110 a night, just a little bit exy, I think. We're up early the next morning to get the tide out of Moreton Bay and up past Caloundra. The conditions are fantastic and we motor sail all the way to Double Island Point. We overnight at the lagoon and prepare to cross the Wide Bay Bar the next morning. Conditions are glassed out and it's a good crossing. We head up to the marina at Tin Can Bay for another few nights and to catch up with friends. See you next week, dudes.